I've been looking at that fucking remake and just how bad they've done it is so shocking.
It's not a remake, it's a but yeah, it's terrible. Even for a remaster, it's terrible. It would have been better off if they remade it.
Yeah, like that's what they should have done. Like they've just, from what I understand, they just reskinned the whole thing with updated textures, updated distance and whatnot, and used a AI program to do a lot of the work.
Yeah,
And they seem to have not kind of backtracked over their work to make sure that it actually has done the right job.
but what's especially hilarious about about that is that I'm playing a version of the game right now called the Community Definitive Edition Project or something like that. I can't exactly remember now. But if this makes it into a clip, I'll link it. Where basically they did the same thing as Rockstar, except they took version 1 of the game, so like the original PS2 version. They used AI to upscale the textures, but then they went over the upscale textures to make sure they haven't upscaled it wrong in some way and corrected it if it has, that sort of thing. They've done
Yeah,
that, number one. Number two, the draw distance is increased on this version, but it's you still have the fog and whatever, so the pop in is less. I mean, it's still they're still going to be popping because just the error of the game, but the pop in is less, the draw distance is more, but there's still the fog to give you the illusion of the map being bigger than it actually is, which in
yeah.
this game you need because the map isn't very big. Like it's big for a PS2 game, but you really see how not big the map is when scaled up when you get rid of the fog altogether, like they have in the remakes.
It's so weird. Like they really shouldn't have just gotten rid of the font. Like when you look at it, it's just like you just see the map and it just looks fucking ugly.
Yeah,
Like in its entirety. Like obviously increase the render distance and increase the fog, obviously, but don't get rid of the whole fucking thing.
yeah. You don't want to see the whole map because that really reveals how small it actually is slash was.
They seem to have not given a fuck since they released number five, and then they did like I suppose you could say a magnum opus with Red Dead 2,
Mm.
except the fact that they didn't carry on development of Red Dead 2,
No, they didn't do
I
anything
just
with it
think,
after.
yeah, that's really bad. Like they didn't do any DLC, they didn't do any online support at all,
Because
so the online is dead.
Red Dead One even got DLC. Like it wasn't particularly story driven DLC or anything. It was just a bit of a B horror movie flick, wasn't it? Um,
Yeah,
but mate, it was great. Like it's, I don't know why it's not. They haven't done anything about it or anything more with that.
yeah, it's such a shame. And the worst part about it is like they claim like, oh, they didn't know, but like it only takes like 1 second of play testing to be like, yeah, this is fucked. Like
Yeah.
this doesn't work.
Now usually what happens is the quality assurance team tell them, hey, please, there's serious problems here. What usually happens is the quality assurance team tells them that, and then the publisher or the developer goes, eh, and then releases it anyway. That's typically what happens. I assume what happened was we're close to, if not are on, the 20th anniversary of GTA 3 coming out, and they really pushed for it to come out around the same time as the anniversary, and in doing so, had to ignore a lot of the glaring issues. Because I can't imagine they would have ignored it just because. I imagine they've ignored it because they had that specific deadline to meet. 58
I can never understand how like independent modders could do a better job than the official people.
Mm.
Like, why don't they just do like a competition where it's like, hey, modders, submit fucking thingy and we'll pay you like 20,000 or something like that. They'll make the most top-notch fucking reskin mod you'll ever fucking see, and it will cost a fraction of what it does.
Bethesda have the right idea in hiring. Oh, there it is. In hiring modders to do their shit. I mean, they don't hire them. I'll try that again. The people that do the unofficial patches. Oh, thank you, CS, for following. The people that do the unofficial mod packs and things like that for Fallout, and they don't get hired. But the people that make those full blown expansions, whatever, like Enderall and stuff like that, like Rockstar, Bethesda will hire those people because they're like, ah, cool, we got actual talented people using who understand our engine better than us because they've made it run better than our game. Let's hire them.
Yeah, like companies really need to start doing that. It's just they're just getting to a point where they just it's like a triple A fucking disease or something, where like they get too big and then they just don't give a fuck anymore. Like it just
It's a
seems to
Scarface
just happen.
problem.
Yeah, literally. They just all turn into Scarface.
Yeah, it's mental that the mod I'm playing right now is a better reskin of the original game than the Unreal Engine 3 reskin of the original game.
And apparently as well, isn't the versions that they were using the mobile port?
Yeah, they're the
So
really shocking mobile ports that everyone complained about 10 years ago when they first came out.
So I don't understand why they built it up from that. Like that's the inferior version. Like why not use the original version? And
Like even
then
even
boost that
using
up.
the original Xbox or PC version would be fine. People didn't
Yeah.
hate them. They were fine. They had a couple of their own unique quirks, but nothing that was, this awful, definitely doesn't work at all stuff. On the plus side, the game existing in Unreal Engine 4 or whatever one it is does mean that it could be modded to be gooder in a while. Or after maybe a year or so of people. A year or so of people modding it. I don't know why I know this, but I do know it. In what's the second area you're in? San Fierro, is it? When you're there, there's a wanted a bribe star to get rid of your wanted level inside one of the buildings in the center of the city, and it's because someone coded the x-axis or the whatever axis it was to be like negative instead of positive. In this version, as in the version that they've just re-released, it's still inside the building. So they didn't even fix the most basic thing, where literally all you would have to do with that is get rid of the minus that's before the string of numbers that located where it went.
They get so cocky these days. They think they can just release whatever, and for nostalgia alone, people will buy it, kind of thing. I mean, it's the same thing with like Skyrim. Maybe just re-releasing that, claiming that they've been updating it in one way or another, but they really fucking haven't.
The only thing new about this this Skyrim is fishing, isn't it? Isn't that the only like really
That's the
new?
only like notable like big thing. Yeah, pretty much.
So that's something that there's been mods for the past 3 years or something that the game has been out.
And fishing is so like insignificant. Like fish don't really do anything in the game. Like
No. And if you could
like
do
so.
combat underwater like you could in the better Elder Scrolls games, then it wouldn't even be a new feature. Move your body.
Talk about house music. Those songs are burned into me.
I have the one that plays in the casino all the time, burn into my head. That meow meow meow. That one. Whoa.
I like making him full fat, full muscles, so he just looks huge.
Yeah, I love doing that as well. But then some missions you can't start because you can't jump high enough to do them.
I never remember running into that problem.
Oh, trust me, it does happen.
What mission was that?
Oh, I don't remember what bit, but I remember seeing a little thing come up and me being incredulous to it happening.
Torino, where are you?
Wrong devil, CJ.
Truth! How are you?
In better shape than you, fat ass.
What? Hey, you watching me?
Can't talk now. I need your help for something special. Come back here when you've lost some weight, fatso. I'll be waiting.
The title looks a bit familiar. Yeah, I wonder why. Look, I'm not original enough to be funny on my own. I have to steal people who are funnier than me. I have to steal their
Hey,
jokes and their titles.
what's the thing? What are you trying to be funny on?
Oh, my stream title is playing the real definitive edition of San Andreas, because someone else I know who streams made their title of their latest stream streaming the real definitive edition of GTA 3. I thought it was funny to do it.
Very Kronk.
In reality, he probably thinks I'm an arsehole, but I don't care. It's funny enough to get away with it, so I'm gonna do it. Hang on, this is floating off the bridge. That's normal, right?
Talk about house, music.
The whole stream should just be us singing CJ Idol animation songs.
And then just like, oh, we need to make a gif of us doing CJ dance after the gym. And then every time someone subs, that just plays.
I mean, we've definitely done that in the gym before.
Yeah, it's near film it.
Or
Slow it.
whatever being. I love doing collectathons. It's so fun. So you still have to go around and collect them, but I wouldn't have to. That was something I really hoped was alt-tab to a Games Radar journal from 2005, telling me where everything is, on a cronked out version of the PS2 map that was low res as all fuck, and I can't see anything on it.
Yeah, like there should have been a lot more quality of life things going into it, like just tells you where they are from the get-go, because you don't need to like research it manually. That's just fucking busy work. Like just have it on the minimap and you just fucking collect it. Like
yeah, like modern games. Like I understand that there is some level of, you know, go around but we don't live in those times anymore. We don't live in a time where you sort of explore the world and find it on your own. That's not a thing that happens now. Come on, CJ. Ah! No! Oh. So I got arrested. Which means I've now lost all the weapons I had. But that's why I'm getting the tags. So that losing my...
I've heard that in those games as well, like where you got arrested instead just outright killed on sight. Like
yeah.
they just got rid of that in like number 5, like. And
God, the
it's
police
just...
in number 5 is so... I don't understand why they did the police the way that they did the police in number 5, because I know in number 4 they were hilariously incompetent. Like, as in too incompetent for it to be particularly even a challenge. But it seems like they just then went the total different way, other end of the scale, whereas these games seem to have a nice balance between the two. At level 1 and 2 they're kind of incompetent, but they can still sneak up on you and get you.
Yeah.
And then 3 stars and above, they're like you're in trouble then. That's quite difficult. But number... I don't have my goddamn spray because I got arrested. Fuck! But number 5, they just immediately shoot you at 1 stars and don't care. Fuck you. Fun? What's that? And they last forever too. The fade out of existence wanted star thing lasts well too long in that game. I could be hiding in a bush for 20 minutes and they're still just closing in around me.
It's hit scan weapons and stuff.
Yeah.
And like it isn't fun being chased by the police in that game at all. It just is such a fucking hindrance. And they do it on purpose to like fucking make you die more than you have to, so that you like lose money or lose ammo or whatever. It's just spending more money for like that whole economy thing.
Mm.
They know what they're doing. They also purposely made drivers worse in that game. I don't know if you noticed.
No, I haven't played it enough to...
Pretty much, when you're driving on the road, right? Let's say you'll usually be on the road and then swerve right to left, and you're going like fast as fuck. Cars will turn into you on purpose. So instead of them like just avoiding you,
I mean, they kind of do that in these games too.
But like really like on purpose, like it's like not even like hidden, and it's fucking infuriating. I got no faith with them for the next game.
No, I lost all mine. Red Dead 2 I think is going to be the last good game they make, or great game they make. I mean, you know, it's such a... I'm sure their next games will be good, but I don't think they'll ever reach the levels that 2 and before reached. Red Dead 2. Red Dead 2 and before reached.
Yeah. Like, that's the thing. Like, I feel like Red Dead 2 is probably, like, their most penultimate game. Like, the realism in that, it's ridiculous. I've never seen a game that realistic. And just all the details they put into that. It's the most authentic cowboy game you can ever play.
Yeah.
But it's just a shame that they won't ever put that kind of effort into one of the GTA games. Once they've seen that the model that they worked with number 5 is, oh, we could shark card it up, lads, and just make people fucking buy in-game money indefinitely, they're just going to keep doing that now. They realize that they can just fucking essentially print money. And retards will buy it. So long as there are idiots that got disposable money that can throw it away on these fucking in-game purchases, game developers will not attempt anything fucking other than that.
Yeah.
So they will inherently make their games with
Those
a
people
limit
in
to
mind.
what kind of a limit to what kind of fun you can have, pretty much. And they will try to hide the fun behind these paywalls, essentially. And that's what a lot of these companies are doing, especially GTA. Like GTA Online, you can't get all the good items and whatever without sinking real money into it, because the mission payouts are so dreadful. And you can't even use the items that you purchased, like fucking tanks or like hover bikes or whatever the fuck you get, in the heist missions. So it's like double fuck you. It's like the only reason that you're getting them, pretty much, is to fight other players. Because in order to defend yourself from a person with a rocket bike.
Yeah.
Because the fucking community is cancerous. Which is why I exclusively play that fucking online mode offline. Which should be an option anyway, but isn't for whatever goddamn reason.
Playing Red Dead Online, the original Red Dead Online, I mean, Red Dead 1, was like one of the most fun experiences I had. And then trying Red Dead 2 online made me want to rip off my already ripped off foreskin and feed it to my cat. It's just so not fun and not designed with fun in mind that I don't know why anyone would even try playing it. And the economy is once again completely balked. There's no... Everything costs $50,000 more than it does in a single player. So this is what gets to me, right? All the items that are in the single player are in online. But not only is there a sort of level gate behind them for even simple things like hollow point ammo and split point ammo, there's also the money thing, which is always like 5 to 10 times more expensive than it actually is in the real game, as in the single player game. So there's just no reason for me to even look at it or touch it. Because anything I want to do that's a basic thing that you can do right off the get-go as Arthur Morgan in Red Dead regular, you can't do in that game without getting to a certain level or paying a certain amount of money or whatever. And and the economy is completely funked. It doesn't make sense versus the regular game economy. And none of the items online that are, good, cool items that you'd want to use in single player, you can't buy them in single player for some reason. Like, why wouldn't you just put those items in single player? Because the one thing Red Dead Online does do well, if nothing else, is they don't ruin the balance of the game by giving you flying horses with laser eyes or anything like that, like they do in GTA Online. So they at least stick to the time period of very, very early 1900s or very late 1800s. It's not. I don't think it's entirely clear when it's set, but
yeah, you're like on an equal playing field with being able to kill other players if they're coming after you.
Like the Cattleman revolver will always be weaker than the Mauser pistol, but it's still a pistol versus a pistol in some way.
Yeah.
But why can't I use those special things in this, because it's not going to break the balance of single player. The balance of single player is already like level gated anyway. You know, you can't buy the Mauser pistols until late in the story, when it's late enough for those pistols to exist. So
Yeah.
that's all you had to do. All you had to do is add them in, but add them in, maybe even add them in the like the post game content when it's 1907 or something. I don't know. It's so stupid. I'm trying not to say things about the story to spoil it, but
It's just annoying. I know what you mean. I just get frustrated with it because it's easy fixes and
oh fuck.
it's obvious fixes, but it seems like they make it awkward on purpose at this point. It's like hunting and fishing online. With a friend, that's actually quite fun because we went,
Vibing.
me and literally just chilling, like just setting up a little camp and just fucking, just like, oh yeah, we're just gonna do this. And like the realistic way you have to pack items onto stuff and like the horses, that's cool, albeit very slow. Like they really should have had options where you could increase that much easier. Even just extra saddlebags or whatever.
Just having a consistent economy. I wouldn't even mind if everything was expensive, because if everything is expensive, then you're still on an even playing field. It's just that everything's expensive, but it's not even that. It's just because people can buy the shark cards, the economy becomes inconsistent immediately. So
Yeah.
just by the very nature of shark, or whatever they're called on Red Dead, that's gold
Yeah,
bars
you can
maybe.
buy gold bars, you can, yeah.
The economy becomes broken immediately. So, and that only punishes people who don't buy them. So the people who are destroying the Red Dead economy are the developers and the people that buy the gold bars. They're the people that ruin the economy of GTA Online. If it just came out with the pricing that it has, and you have to earn that pricing through fishing, hunting, bounty hunting, whatever it may be, you know, all the various ways in which you could earn it, that would have been such a cool experience. That would have been so good, and that's exactly what I wanted RDR Online to be, but it isn't. Red Dead Online 1 is like that, to a more minute degree, but Red Dead 2 has the proper engine there to do it properly and do it justice, and yet it's not like that. Up in there, that's annoying. I have to go all the way back up through stairs, and I'm probably going to run out of spray on this one, which means I have to go all the way home, get a tag again, and then drive all the way back here. I hate my life.
Okay. We still stream on Twitch, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Right, will I have enough to do number 100? Probably not. Let's see if I can find it. It's... Why is it down here? Who made this? And where did I park my bike? And I use the term park very loosely. There it is. Break the fence. Whee. Nearly crashed in, but it's fine, don't worry about it. And then follow the train track. If I run out of spray can, I'm gonna be so annoyed. Especially since I could definitely just turn left right now and go home and get more. And yet I haven't, because I'm an idiot. But I'm really curious if this is enough or not. Whoa, my dude. Oh, hang on, I went past it. Ah, there it is. Right, Carl. Please. Oh, I did run out as well. Well, at least I know where it is. Oh, you prick! I'll save the... Ah! They know what they're doing. Oh, now that David's pointed out to me, I'm never going to be able to not notice that now.
What's poppin', CJ?
I ran out of spray can halfway through spraying the last tag.
That's good, isn't it?
Oh, it's great. Especially since this one is in such an awkward place. There we go. All tags sprayed. Kill me.